So, the film throws us right into the thick of it. American soldiers caught in a brutal war. Picture this, they're pushing forward, guns blazing, taking out every enemy soldier that crosses their path. They even had to blast their way into a building, using a bomb to clear an opening. Snipers quickly took up their positions, and when the main squad stormed inside, it was pure chaos. They mowed down an entire group of enemies in quick succession. I mean, they practically wiped the place clean. But you know how it is in war, it's never over. As soon as they went deeper, a whole new wave of enemies appeared. Their numbers were terrifying, and it looked impossible for the American squad to handle. Still, they fought back fiercely, pumping out round after round. They lost one of their own right there. Just when they thought they'd cleared that wave, another squad of hostiles showed up. That's when Rudy, bless his heart, frantically radioed for backup. Now, here's where things get seriously weird. While this insane fight is going on, a red light starts to bloom in the sky. At first, it's just a flicker, but every second it gets brighter, so brilliant that it actually stops the fighting. Both the American and the enemy soldiers just step out to stare at this incredible phenomenon. Then that red glow turns into a blinding white light and starts thundering overhead like a massive electrical storm. And get this, the lightning isn't just flashing, it's lifting the soldiers. They're being pulled straight up into the sky. Next thing we know, we're in a new, cold scene. All these soldiers are now trapped, locked inside glass containers. We realize the horrific truth. They weren't fighting on Earth anymore. Aliens had kidnapped them for some twisted experiment. They were basically getting an ion dose of their past, of the very war they were fighting. Suddenly, the machines they were in just shut down. The glass shatters and the soldiers tumble out, coughing, completely disoriented. They were covered in this sticky liquid, which they started hacking out of their lungs. That's when Jais speaks up, totally calm, saying this is stasis liquid, and it should drain out of their bodies in about a minute. Everyone just stares at him. He's as surprised as they are. He can't remember ever hearing about stasis liquid in his entire life. They're trying to figure out their location, and one guy suggests they've been captured by the Russians or the Chinese. But the facility is so alien, with these strange symbols on the machinery. Then, the shocker, one of the soldiers can actually read the symbols. He says it's a language from nowhere. The writing reveals their names, where they came from, and a chilling mention of a plague that had struck all humans. Again, the soldier who read it has no memory of ever learning that language. The last thing any of them remembers is fighting in the street, but their guns are now fully loaded, unused. Callie, their leader, immediately decides, we gotta get out of here. They need to move before their captors realize they're loose. They try to open a round door, but it's jammed tight. They have to use all their strength to force it open. The next one is similar, but luckily, they spot a ventilation shaft, a possible escape route. They stick a torch in Ray's mouth and send him in. Ray finds a safe-looking opening on the other side and calls his companions through. When they get there, they start examining the room and notice something terrifying. Huge nail scratches all over the door, like a massive monster had been trapped and desperately clawed its way out. A soldier suggests they're in a maze, maybe an underwater prison. Then they hear strange noises and follow them, only to find streams of blood on the floor. Moving further, they see activated system switches, leading them to believe that the switches being off is what allowed them to escape in the first place. They enter a foggy room, searching in the gloom, and suddenly, drops of blood splatter on their faces. They look up in horror. Human bodies are hanging from the ceiling, their hands and feet crudely severed. The next room is just as bad. Bodies everywhere, but in the middle, they find a girl, alive, tied up. Her name is Ravi. As they're helping Ravi, an alien monster lunges at them. Its massive claws slash one soldier, sending him and the others tumbling. Meanwhile, in the next room, another soldier discovers a strange, high-tech weapon. Back in the fight, their regular bullets are useless against the creature. It swats the three soldiers unconscious with a single blow. Callie rushes in with the new weapon and blasts the alien, but even that doesn't do much. The creature grabs Callie, throws her by the neck, and the weapon flies out of her grasp. Taking advantage, the other soldier snatches the gun, reloads, and as the monster charges, he fires, and the thing finally goes down. They gather around, thinking it's dead, but it lets out a wounded roar. Before it can get back up, Ravi comes from behind and shoots it right in the eye, killing it instantly. Talk about a baptism by fire. Ravi then says something in an unknown language and bolts. They realize she's telling them to follow, and they do. One of the soldiers suddenly realizes he understands her language. It's the same shock. How does he know this? And stranger still, Ravi starts picking up English almost instantly, having never spoken it before. Before they can process any of this, they're confronted by a swarm of monsters with laser guns. They try to fight back, but the odds are overwhelming. Ravi gets hit in the leg by a laser shot. Another soldier helps her up, and they run. One man stays back, firing his normal gun repeatedly to provide cover. They finally reach a corridor where Ravi spots a lever. She yanks it, and the door slams shut right in the monsters' faces. She shoves a knife into the lock to keep it sealed. They spot cables hanging from the ceiling and climb up into a vent. The last soldier, who was covering their retreat, has to scramble up as the monsters finally breach the door. But before he can join them, a monster grabs his legs and pulls him back. Another creature enters the vent after them, but Rudy, using the laser gun he picked up, shoots it in the head, killing it. They make it to the next room, but they're heartbroken. Two of their friends are gone. Tensions are high. They're snapping at each other. A soldier even challenges Rudy about how he knew how to use the laser gun. They bandage Ravi's severely injured leg, and she tells them what she suspects. They're dealing with aliens, and they need to find a safe place. Nash is starting to panic, but Rudy snaps at him to be brave. Ravi cuts in. They need to stop fighting each other and move. The aliens know they're free and will be after them. She believes the facility has motion sensors and, most disturbingly, that the aliens are using humans as food. As they continue, they cross a bridge-like area with what they assume are lights. Ravi corrects them. They're cylinders holding humans, not corpses, but live humans kept in a sleeping state. Sleepers. They reach a massive area full of large containers, which Ravi explains are holding things the aliens have stolen from Earth. She's suspicious that the aliens haven't attacked yet, thinking it must be a trap. Callie and Rudy, growing closer, decide the only way to survive is to go on the offensive and declare war, to draw the aliens out. Ravi disagrees, but Jazz, driven by their decision, steps out into the hallway and starts singing to attract attention. Jazz shoots, but his normal bullets just tick them off. As the aliens chase him toward the containers, Rudy, hidden above, uses the laser gun like a sniper rifle, taking out aliens one by one. The rest of the team finishes off the stragglers. They think it's over, but a new squad of aliens arrives, and this time, nothing works. Not even the laser guns. The aliens have activated invisible shields. It's time to run or die. As they flee among the containers, a creature spots Jazz and hits him in the waist with a laser shot. Jazz dies instantly. Nash, witnessing his friend's death, goes berserk with rage and blows the creature's head off with his laser gun. They run to another corridor, Nash covering their escape, and Ravi finds another lever to close the door. They've barely closed it when another squad appears from the opposite direction. They slide down a maintenance tunnel, landing in a grotesque place littered with human flesh and corpses. The stench is so bad, some of the soldiers throw up. Nash is losing it, but his friends calm him down. Suddenly, a woman calls down to them from above. Ravi looks up and is stunned. It's her mother. Her mother throws down a rope, and Ravi scrambles up for a tearful embrace. She's wearing a Russian soldier's uniform. They realize they're a unified force now, humans against aliens. Ravi's mom, Anya, expertly guides them to a safe basement, avoiding sensors. The walls are strangely decorated. They tell her their story, the final battle, the abduction, the water jars. Anya says they were in the trophy room. She tells them they never would have gotten out if she hadn't managed to turn off that machine. She says she was kidnapped more recently and guesses it's been about 20 to 30 years since the war they remember. That's when the horrifying realization hits them. Ravi was born inside this base. Anya explains that this base is a prison, and the aliens they're fighting were actually invited to Earth by humans. They were thought to be friendly, but they quickly took control. Their first move was kidnapping the world's top military strategists and hooking a special device to their minds to study how humans fight. She delivers the crushing blow. The war they remembered was never real. It was a simulation the aliens played in their minds to learn everything about human warfare. That study allowed the aliens to destroy the entire world in a matter of weeks. The mind devices were two-way though. While reading their minds, the devices also fed them information, which is why they suddenly know languages and new fighting techniques. Anya explains she was once a sleeper too, but her friends helped her escape, sacrificing themselves so she could hide and survive. She knows the aliens are currently working to contact their home planet. If they succeed, the fight will become impossible. They have to stop them now. Nash, looking at a picture of his family, takes a deep breath and says, "We can't go home anyway. Why don't we do some good for the rest of humanity?" They all look at their own family photos, realizing their children must be around 40 now. The mission is clear. Kill the remaining aliens. Anya reveals there are over 24 more aliens, and the 24 on the top deck are the most dangerous. Going up means immediate detection by sensors. Their only choice is to fight. Luckily, Anya has some explosives. They formulate a plan. Anya and Rudy will sneak up to plant the bomb on the top deck, while the rest distract the creatures. Rudy goes first and sees 2 aliens guarding the area. He spots a sensor covered in blood and shoots the other one, disabling it. But the aliens detect the movement anyway. The fighting breaks out. They use a dead alien's shield for cover, firing their weapons. Anya, planting the bomb, hears the aliens coming and warns the others. They have no choice but to retreat. Rudy stays back, giving cover with the laser gun until it gives out. He switches to his old gun, but it's no match. The aliens lift him onto their shield and throw him back towards the door his friends just sealed. Rudy detonates the bomb in his hand, sacrificing himself to kill the aliens. Anya, in a final act of defiance, detonates her whole bomb belt, causing the entire chamber to collapse. Nash hides Ravi and then goes out, singing again, deliberately drawing the aliens to himself. He uses their weapons to kill every alien that comes for him. He's surrounded, but he keeps fighting. In the ensuing silence, Ravi creeps out and runs into an alien. Meanwhile, Callie, who was fighting in another area, finds a prison full of humans. Before he can free them, the alien guard knocks him unconscious. Callie wakes up in a prison cell, having flashed on a memory of his daughter being kidnapped. Robbie is in the cell opposite him. An alien comes in and drags Callie out by his feet, hanging him over a hole and starting to cut off his limbs. But then, the alien is shot and killed. It was Nash, hiding in the hole. The 2 of them break out, kill every alien in their way, and free the other prisoners. They close the doors behind the freed humans and free Ravi. Now it's just the 3 of them, Callie, Ravi, and Nash. More aliens follow them. They hide, and Nash, in one final brilliant move, throws his last bomb belt into another chamber and slams the door, killing the remaining aliens. Nash is celebrating when an alien hand shoots through the door, stabbing him in the body. Nash is killed. The door opens, and the alien leader appears. Callie, grief-stricken, grabs a knife and lunges, but the leader is too powerful. It slams Callie into the ceiling, knocking him down. The alien picks up Callie's knife and approaches, but before the leader can step through the door, Robbie slams the heavy door shut, slicing the alien leader in 2 and killing it. Finally, all the aliens are dead. Callie goes to Robbie, who is already looking up at a distant light, the way out. Robbie is afraid, but with Callie's support, she climbs out. Callie looks at Earth for the first time in years. Ravi sees it for the very first time. The Earth has been utterly destroyed. The aliens succeeded. The film ends right there, a haunting conclusion to a war that was never quite what they thought it was.